Hey Phire Birds, this is your girl Phoenix Alexander. I am back again. So this video is actually a requested video for some of my Phire Birds who might be dealing with some health issues like I do. So for those who don't know, I have congestive heart failure, um, all based upon a genetic issue that I have. So I have a defibrillator. I have 5 stents in my heart. I had a heart attack and um, blood clotting issues. So because of that, I actually take a medication called Lasix. And Lasix is actually a diuretic. So today I kind of want to just talk about Lasix, what you can expect, and how you can actually make your diuretic work for you. So when I first found out I got sick and my heart stopped working, I was at my heaviest weight, period, when my heart stopped because my body was like flooded out. So I was at 297 pounds. 11 liters of that 297 pounds was actually fluid that was around my heart. So after getting the surgery and everything else, the doctors put me on a diuretic called Lasix. Now, what Lasix does is it basically puts your kidneys into overdrive, okay? So it makes sure that your body is not holding on to any additional water, which is great because for people who have heart issues, your body has a problem metabolizing all the fluids that you take in. So, with that being said, there are some downsides to Lasix. And obviously, the biggest downside is that you will have to pee all day, every day. However, once you find a good regimen and you figure out how to make it work for you, it is an amazing weight loss tool. And it will help you so much as you are trying to get your body to regulate itself. I know people who also have issues with diabetes take it. Any kind of heart issues, you probably have to take it. So let's get into how to make it work for you. One of the biggest things that I learned when I first had to start taking Lasix is that if you're a person who takes a diuretic, your body does not process fluids correctly. So that means that things that your friends, coworkers, and family members do or use will not work for you. I would see people drinking like tons of water every day or having a bunch of liquids, which works well if your body is moving fluids regularly, you don't have any health issues. The last thing you want to do if you are having fluid retention issues is be drinking water all day long. So for me, I actually cut my fluids down to only 67 ounces a day. Now, a lot of y'all probably got your eyebrows raised all up and your scalp like 67 ounces a day. Like that's literally a 2-liter bottle. So you have to say to yourself, okay, if I'm a thirsty ass person, if I drink a lot, then you learn to just take little sips just to wet your whistle. You don't want to be glugging down water because if you are drinking, let's just say you're one of those people that's trying to be extra healthy. So you're like, okay, I'm going to drink a gallon of water a day. If you're not peeing out a gallon of water a day, then that water is being held in your system somewhere. So you have got to bring it down to where it's a manageable level for your body to handle. Was it difficult? Yes. Initially, when I first started cutting my fluids down, until I learned how to measure them out for the day, I was thirsty as hell all day long. I'm not even gonna lie to y'all. I got really big into eating ice because ice is something that does hydrate you. It cools your mouth down, but it does not have a lot of actual water to it. So Get yourself some ice. You also want to watch out for fluids in your food. So if you're eating soup for lunch, then you have to take that 16 ounces or however many ounces of soup you ate and deduct that from your 67 ounces of fluid a day. Once I cut my fluid down, I was able to lose 40 pounds just doing nothing. Like literally nothing. I didn't work out. I didn't change my diet too much. I literally just cut down my fluids and I lost so much weight. And that goes to tell you, like, everything does not work for everybody. So if you are dealing with a fluid retention program, the main thing you want to do is cut your fluids. Cut your fluids down. There's less drying. You have to take less pills. Like now, I literally only have to take Lasix now if I'm having a day where my heart is just not up to par. You know, if I wake up one morning and I've gained an additional pound, I know it's from water weight because I'm pretty consistent in my diet at this point. In which case I take a Lasix and bam, by the end of the day, I am back down where I need to be. So initially, expect to take Lasix a lot. When you first get started with it, they have you taking, if you have a health problem that's not too major, it'll be like 10 milligrams twice a day. If you're more major, it can be 20, 40 or more milligrams, in which case your bladder feels like it's on fire. Give yourself a break by cutting your fluids down. And of course, talk to your doctor about it. This is what works for me. And like I said, I have congestive heart failure. So if you're like me and you have congestive heart failure, you don't have no business drinking more than 80 ounces of fluid a day anyway, because your body cannot handle it. But if you're not at the point where you have congestive heart failure, but you are at the point where you're taking Lasix, I would definitely advise that you just cut your fluids down in general. So typically in the morning time, I cut it down to 4-ounce servings, and that tends to help me quite a bit. So, you know, that is 1/4 of a bottle of water. And you can say that to yourself, you know, just to kind of measure it out and get used to it. Don't be too hard on yourself initially. It is hard to cut your fluids down. I didn't have a choice because my body was drowning and I was in the hospital, and they're like, look, if you want to live, this is what you're going to have to do. But if you're, like I said, if you're not as severe as I am, I would just definitely say cut your fluids down. I hope that this helped you out. Firebird that was having issues with this. I know Lasix can be very intimidating and it definitely makes your life difficult. I am not going to lie. When I first started, I definitely went and bought me some adult pads. If you have a kid, then you will understand that whole, I don't get any warning when I have to pee. I just have to pee. This literally how Lasix is. Like, you don't get too much of a warning. So until you figure out your schedule, do not be ashamed to get yourself, you know, some adult pads or whatever you need to do, because I just knew I wasn't going to pee on myself in public. But when you literally, excuse me, when you literally have a thing where you use the bathroom, by the time you wipe, wash your hands, and go into another room, you have to use the bathroom again. It gets to be a little daunting. And I know it's very intimidating. But you can do this, okay? Just help yourself by cutting down those fluids, and definitely let me know how it goes for you. Anybody else having issues with anything, I will put down a whole medication list of what I take. And if you guys have any questions about any of those medications, just let me know in the comments and I'll be more than happy to do a video about it. All right, have a blessed day. Take care of yourself. And PPP. All right, bye.